Let's see if it's working. Yeah, it says somebody tried to get into my Dynamo, Joe at Dynamo, and I had to resend in an email. Online. All right, guys. Crypto Chat Live is here, live.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of 84 in New York somewhere. I'm still learning where I am. I just look at the Waze app to figure out where I am. And Keith right there. Keith is down in St. John. No palm trees in the background.
No, too dark to see the palm trees, but yeah, down here in the U.S. Virgin Islands for a few days.
And Sean is the only one at home.
Yep.
Holding the fort.
Got a good crew on already.
Another day in paradise.
All right, let's get this show on the road. Now we got a lot going on. Hopefully we got people already popping up. That's good. All right. So let's start off with the markets and what's going on in the crypto markets. Last 7 days, we've had upward movement. A lot of people are excited about that. Like, things are changing in the world. Good days to come. Ethereum's up 14%. Bitcoin's up 22%. And you got the huge boom this week in NFTs. Sean, any wonderful insight? Is it coming back? Is it all green and happy again?
It's a good day to be a holder. So let that be a lesson to you. But I'm still going to be a little bit pessimistic. I don't think we're headed for Bitcoin 60,000 yet. I think that there is still, there still are some dark clouds out there, particularly around regulation and, potentially scams and other kinds of things that could come. So this is the vetting period. This is the time when everything gets, sort of shaken out and all the people line up and figure out where their pecking order is and, which projects are going to do what. And so, look, it's a great time to be in crypto. This is right on the crest of the wave, but I'm not sure that this thing still can't come crashing down. And, I'm in it for the long term. I'm still holding. But I don't think this is necessarily full steam ahead, clear sailing.
So while Sean may be the voice of reason in the room, I am going to be the raging optimist and say there's a lot of green on that screen, boys. And I think we had our Wednesday live stream and we were all regaling with the fact that Bitcoin broke, the 40,000 handle. And today, we hit 42. So within the span of practically 5 minutes, we went from the high 20s to the low 40s. That's an impressive run. And again, I think it's very positive. I think not only from a pure financial standpoint, but from a sentiment standpoint. So yeah, to Sean's point, if we do retrace a little bit, we've gained a lot of ground.
Are you guys not surprised with all the congressional stuff trying to pin down Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies that is not tanking right now? If this happened a month ago, we'd be in the 20,000.
Yeah, Joe, you're spot on. But I think there's such a confluence of forces out there, right? The regulation, yeah, you betcha. Strong headwind, markets hate the unknown. Totally agree. But, there's also a lot of money printing going on, So, I think investors are kind of weighing those things. And I think a lot of them are actually looking to dip the toe in the water and deploy some capital. We know exposures are growing, but, they're not off the chart. And there's a lot of players, institutional players that have institutional FOMO, if you will, and they do need to get some exposure. So, yeah, I think the buying is gonna continue.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do think that there are two sort of there's two kinds of bull markets, right? There's one that they call climbing the wall of worry, right? And this is like everybody saying, I'm going to bid $1 higher, but I'm going to sell as soon as I can. we're not climbing a wall of worry here. This is just the normal volatility of crypto going up and down 10, 20% in any given month. Again, until, like you said, there's so much money yet to be plowed into this. So, I don't know, the awareness last month was 14% or something or 14% engagement, right? 14% of people in the United States have some amount of money invested in crypto. It's a tiny, tiny fraction still. So there's a long way to go on this. But, what is the price of Bitcoin? What does it mean, right? Bitcoin has no intrinsic value other than whatever somebody assigns to it. So people finding that price is what's happening now.
When you see things like Visa, Visa going full force in with crypto credit cards, and then you see PayPal jumping in this much, it's obvious that Congress can't shut everything out. They can't lock it all down at this point. Do you think
Cat's out of the bag? Cat's out of the bag. No, and those guys that want to transact crypto have to accumulate crypto, right? You can't transact Bitcoin if you don't have any. So, so there's going to be drivers there. That's people are setting up their crypto reserves, and that all drives demand.
Joe, I was just going to jump in on that too. We talk about the mega caps there. We talk about Ethereum and Bitcoin because they are kind of bellwethers. And I just took a quick glance today. Bitcoin's trading volume eclipsed $2 trillion, and Ethereum was 1.4 trillion Jan 1 to July 1 of this year. Those are extraordinary numbers. Those are not, if Doge went away today or tomorrow, no one would bat an eye. It would be cocktail party conversation. You don't take out $1.4 trillion of trading volume in 6 months and not have a lot of people impacted. And the more people that are impacted, especially the institutions, anybody who has a vested interest in its success is going to go out of its way to make sure it succeeds. So it's around for the long term, like Sean said.
And to that point, there's an interesting differentiator between crypto and fiat. If I give you $1, there's no charge for that. I just hand you $1 and that's it. Yes, there is some transaction fee, say if I move it through ACH. Well, ACH is probably free, but through a credit card transaction or a wire, those kinds of things. But exchange of physical fiat currency incurs no fee. Every single one of those $1.4 trillion of exchanges had a fee associated with it, right? Those are Ethereum revenue dollars being generated. So that is just an incredible industry in and of itself, not including the spread made by market makers and exchanges, but just the gas fees to trade that. It's this self-feeding thing. So very substantial.
And before we get to the big breaking news of the day, you guys do not believe in technical analysis when it comes to crypto. You both have said that. But what if I showed you a girl that has 1 million followers? Look at the side of my screen. She is a TikTok astrologer who claims to have predicted down to the day the last 2 crashes. And people go to her for crypto advice.
Someone had to cross the streams of astrology and technical analysis, Joe. So I'm glad. Thank you for bringing this one to the table tonight.
Yeah.
1 million people follow her.
This is amazing. But it's much like, there was a story from, I don't know, the late 1920s or something about a woman who picked her style, this woman who became a millionaire from nothing by picking stocks by throwing a hat pin at a copy of the New York Times. So she'd take the copy of the New York Times that day, tape it up on the wall, and back in the day when they had hat pins, she'd take a hat pin out, throw it on the wall, and buy that stock. And she became a millionaire. So this kind of thing is much like the hat pins. We're in that stage right now, right? Where you can buy, DuPont for 2 cents or whatever, right? There's so many opportunities out there that, you can just sort of say anything and probably be right. So yeah, good stuff. We need to get her. We need to get her to follow us,
All right, let's go to the big breaking news of the
Yeah,
day.
I like Future of Money. Did you see this call out by Future of Money, Joe? Bitcoin will skyrocket if it can break 42K.
Mm-hmm.
We're there, Future of Money. So I'm with you. Giddy up. Let's make it happen.
It's that close. Yep.
Yeah, we're there.
All right.
I'm on board.
Here we go. Let me move some graphics around and let Sean take the stage. So today we have, let's get a 3-shot. We have the announcement of DYNAMOCOIN's NFTs.
Woohoo!
What they're going to do.
Yeah.
We've worked very hard on this. It's taken a while.
This has taken a while.
All right. We're going to bring this on over. And I'll let you take the reins.
Sure, and I don't want to take too long because this is, NFTs are something that everyone is familiar with. So this is our implementation of NFTs on chain. Our implementation is unique because we store all of the NFT asset data on chain, and on top of that, we support not having to relay NFT information at all. So if you find that NFT data is objectionable, you simply don't have to participate in the network at all. So there are 3 kinds of nodes that you can run. You can run a non-NFT aware node, which is the current node today. It does not exchange any of the asset data. It just exchanges blockchain data. The blockchain data that you exchange in relation to NFTs is simply a hash, which is, of course, just random data. So there's no possible compliance issue whatsoever. So if you want to be part of the Dynamo network, running a full node, doing mining, doing anything else, you do not need to expose yourself to any regulatory concerns whatsoever, other than what people may otherwise maliciously do on a blockchain. But with respect to the NFTs, there's absolutely zero additional exposure. If you want to just exchange NFT asset data on the network, you can run an NFT asset aware node, but it will only exchange data. It won't store anything. So if you don't have a lot of storage or you don't need to store NFTs for any reason, then you can just run the enhanced node that will help the NFT network. You could, as part of that process, do NFT processing. So if you have a need to, say, run an NFT marketplace that only relies on connecting to other nodes, you could do it that way. But if you want to do anything further than that, you need to run an NFT full node that has a database, and that will store all of the NFT data. The really cool thing about this is you can verify independently every single asset that is mined into the chain for yourself if you run an NFT full node. So when you receive an image or an MP3 or whatever, you can guarantee that if you've loaded the full blockchain, that asset is actually the original version of that asset. One step further that we're taking, and I know we've talked a lot about, particularly on our steering meeting calls, but also at some of this chat, doing peer-to-peer marketplaces through a decentralized web. So this is the first step towards going to a fully decentralized web server. We're going to make NFT assets web aware so that you can publish basically an HTML file or a JavaScript file or CSS or any other kind of web assets on the NFT chain. And then through that little web broker that's on the side, anyone can point a browser to any NFT aware full node, and that will retrieve those index files, or the HTML files or CSS or JavaScript from the NFT database directly. So there's no need to run any sort of centralized web hosting. You can do this through the full node, and this will allow us to do things like the very first thing I'm going to do is publish a non-custodial wallet. So we will have on the entire chain, any NFT full node will host HTML and JavaScript that does a non-custodial wallet for Dynamo. So anybody can go to any full node and get that wallet. And then, I can just imagine all kinds of other opportunities, like all these peer-to-peer marketplaces that we've been talking about, which need a decentralized web server. There's no DNS. There's no need for a central company. There's no need for any centralization whatsoever. This allows anyone to publish a website to all nodes. So I think this is like the foundational element for that. Pretty exciting stuff.
I've heard a lot about this with publishing a website, and I think for a lot of people that are learning about crypto, they hear about this. How is that different in the sense, will they still get the same web address like you have DYNAMOCOIN Foundation?
Mm-hmm.
Would that, or it's just the contents are on the chain?
So one of the cool things that we can do is create, if we want to, we can create DNS entries. Now look, DNS is a centralizing kind of thing. There are some decentralized DNS which you might look into, but what we could do is publish a list of IP addresses of full nodes that have NFT aware full nodes on them, so that you can just click off the list and pick any one that you want. And that can be sourced from the chain itself, because peers tell each other about what their IP address is and if they are NFT aware or not. So we could just filter that list if we want to do that. We could also, what Bitcoin does is it has DNS entries that are seeded from the chain dynamically. And there's 7 or 8 seed DNSs that then, so when you first run a Bitcoin client, it queries those 7 or 8 seed DNSs to go find other nodes, because otherwise you don't know, how do you know how to get started, right? So we do the same thing. We have seed DNSs, but there's a way to dynamically seed it. And so we could do that as well. We could create a couple of DNSs, and we could actually have multiple people create DNS entries, so that if we wanted to say, hey, you can go to any one of these things, you'll always get a full node that's fairly recent off of that. But to really make it completely decentralized, you can run your own full node, create the web connector, and then point your browser to the web connector, and now you're on the decentralized web.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And I lost my train of thought here. My battery is low over here.
I'll jump in, Crypto Van Man. I think first and foremost, like, mega kudos to Sean and the team for getting this done. I know it has been a work in process for a little while, but Rome was not built in a day, as they say. But to build upon the technology primer that Sean provided, I want the Dynamo community to understand what that means and how that links with the business development efforts, right? Because in the end, Sean and company have come up with this brilliant product, this innovation. Now it's up to us to monetize it, really bring it to life, in this similar way that, ETH is done, right? So I think it's important to know that this is a very empowering step for us. We're already actively engaged with some use cases in the music industry, in the artist community, and we're already going to be attending a technology conference in the next 6 months. So this gives us a lot of tools in the toolkit to go out there and incentivize developers to come on board for our own proprietary use case development. It's really important. So again, just kudos to you, Sean. A very exciting day for the Dynamo community.
Yeah, this is cool. I think one of the first, after I finished the non-custodial wallet, which probably in the next couple of days, I already have all the code. Once we finish that, the first use case that I personally am just very passionate about, as is gaming, and so I'm going to turn. I have a couple of I call it stub MMOs already developed, and so I'm going to make those NFT aware. And one of the first, I guess if you want to call it commercial products that will come out of this is an Unreal Engine plugin that will allow you to NFT enable your game on the Dynamo blockchain. So if you want to build a game in Unreal Engine and make it support NFTs and Dynamo coins natively, I'm going to put a plugin on the Unreal Marketplace for that as part of the development that I do for the game proof of concept that I do.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. It's a real concrete implementation of something. People start to actually say, "What is Dynamo and what can it do?" Well, this, here's an example.
And it's one step closer now for Keith getting it into retail stores.
Yeah, we are attending a conference down in Florida in a few weeks, and we will be talking DynamoCoin and blockchain and how we can assist a lot of big American retailers with their exploration and implementation in whatever form or facet they choose, with blockchain and obviously within DynamoCoin.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things too about NFTs is it's a buzzword that not a lot of people really intimately understand. They kind of know that it's cool and they kind of relate it to artwork and people and that kind of stuff. And for those kinds of people who understand that there is an intrinsic value, but they're not quite sure what it is, the fact that Dynamo now has NFTs is going to be another checkbox for us, for people to reach out to us and say, hey, we have an idea that, will you help us build this? We're an exchange. We're interested in listing you. Like all of those kinds of things that swirl around NFTs are now going to be more, Dynamo is now more attractive to those people who don't understand the technology, but understand that it's a thing. And, the fact that we have it is cool.
Totally agree. And I know there's been active discussions, no names, with a couple other trading platforms, Sean, is that correct, in the last couple of days?
Yeah, we've had turn the tables completely. We've actually had exchanges reaching out to us saying, we really like your project, we like the technology, we like the direction, it's a cool thing, keep up the good work, and please apply to us. So it's that that momentum is definitely going in the right direction now. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So I would say in the next month or so, we probably have another couple of exchange announcements.
Let them come.
And I know, some of these exchanges are, well, I know they're all around the globe, and I think that's pretty powerful statement too.
Yep, definitely. We're getting noticed.
Mm-hmm.
I need to remember, it's young days. We're literally 2 months, right? This, July 24th would have been our 60 days. So 2 months since mainnet launch, and we've come so far. So I'm very happy with the progress overall.
Let's check out on CoinGecko.
It's like dog years, right? Crypto months is like 2 real years.
Yeah,
a real weird time right now, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Very
true.
true.
So young, it's interesting when you look at it from CoinGecko right here to some of the other sites. It ranges in I guess it's price point. Here it's up 128% on CoinGecko.
Yeah. The problem is, again, it's so thinly traded, and if somebody buys $1,000, it'll 10x. So right now it's early days, and the price is going to bounce all over the place. I don't hit refresh on that page too much.
No, I just decided to bring it up. I know every day it's different. Yeah, because the volume's so low right now. It's tough when it's not on as many exchanges.
Joe, I think on the comments, I think Pun is going long for $50 all options on DynamoCoin.
Oh my God! Here we go. Bitcoin skyrockets. Let's go through some of the comments real quick. Let's take a moment. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Somebody wants to know if Punkcraft wants to know if we're at $50 yet.
Punkcraft's buying options.
$50
straight.
Yep.
Dynamo
year. Hey, we got a lot.
I'm thinking, we can definitely, he's going to quote me on this, but, I don't see there's any reason 100, 200, in the next 12 months. If this project gets off the ground and really gets noticed substantially, I think we should be up there with like Conflux and Decred. That's the nature of this project. So we should be in that club.
And I think, Sean, again, like, it is everybody on this call's job, and a lot of people not on this call's job, to make this thing a success, to really build out great use cases, make it valuable, make it needed, make it used, So I think there's a lot of passion and brain power aimed at making this a success. So I'm in your camp. It will be.
Yep.
So you're thinking like about $200 in the next couple of years, you think?
Yeah, I think in terms of a valuation and a price point, that would be completely attainable. There's no reason that, given our emission schedule and given the core value proposition compared to other coins, there's absolutely no reason that we should be able to have that kind of. And honestly, at $100, that would only give us like a $30 million valuation right now. It's nothing, compared to some of these other projects. So, yeah.
Puncraft wants to know if he should make an NFT. Yes, he should make a DJ, an NFT of him DJing.
Yeah, let's do that. Some big gig.
Yep.
Just stocks. Keep it going. We got a little crowd going today. Love it.
Yep.
Or can I just do it on full node or storage rewards? Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, that's good. Let's talk about that for a hot second. I think that's really good to discuss.
Yep. So anybody who elects to store the NFT database is, of course, going to commit to having some hard drive space consumed. And right now, I would guess that the motivation to that would be business use case. So when I build my 3D game and I'm going to make it NFT aware, I need to store the entire database by virtue of my business need. And I'm going to make money by selling subscriptions or selling NFTs or whatever else I do in the game. Other people should be incentivized to store the NFT database purely for a reward on the blockchain. That needs to be figured out, because right now there is a single reward. It's 1 Dynamo per block, and it goes 100% to the miner. So, there's a couple of decisions we need to make. One is, do we add a second reward, right? Do we have another Dynamo per block that's awarded to storage people, right? Do we split that 1 Dynamo amongst the different constituencies, meaning because we're also talking about doing proof of stake. So let's say if we have proof of storage, proof of stake, and proof of work, do we split it 3 ways? What's the percentage? So the tension there is, do you create inflation, right? Because if you have 2 Dynamo per block now that old Dynamo is worth half as much technically, because you're emitting more Dynamo. And if you split it some way, so it's still only 1 Dynamo, which I'm more in favor of, because the core promise to the miners was you're going to get one. There's going to be 1 Dynamo. If you start diluting that by making it 2 or whatever else, then you're in trouble. So you're gonna end up having people be upset about investing time to mine a bunch of coins that are now worth less. So I feel like take the 1 Dynamo and slice it up. And I feel a little bit better about that, because there was always this proposition in the tokenomics page that said we're going to split it 60-40 miners and stakers when we go to proof of stake, once we have about 1 million coins out there. So, if it goes 60-20-20 or 50-25-25, whatever, with 3 ways, that it's still more palatable, I think, to those people who, the early adopters who believed in us and mined all those coins. And, I don't think that those people should experience deflation or devaluing the coins that they have already mined by having an increased emission. So, that's my general thought. I do think that we should put it out to the holders. We should have, before we design proof of storage, we should have the on-chain voting developed, which is going to require the smart contracts to be completed. I'm about 50% done with that. And then we should have on-chain voting, and then we put the proposition out there, and everybody votes, and however it goes, it goes. This is. I don't want to be the Vitalik saying EIP 1559 or ETH 2.0 or unilaterally saying anything. I feel like this should be a community decision. So I think we should have on-chain voting first.
And that's it's crypto for the people. It's not Vitalik and his circle of trust.
Yep. So people should decide, and then I'll program it.
Mm-hmm. Could we do proof of Puncraft? Is that something that we could program that? I like that.
I got to keep up with these comments. There's a lot going on right here.
Mm-hmm.
I know we have that thing we want to drop into the discussion. I need to throw that up right now too. So I agree. With this completely, I agree with what Jess is saying there, that we don't need to do moonshot use cases, because most of the time they never come to fruition. They take tons and tons of money and tons of time and a lot of it, a lot of luck. We should do little wins. Like, let's get a use case that has 50 or 100 people and get it out there, right? Let's do lots of those. We don't need to do Uber, taking on Uber and Lyft and Airbnb and Fiverr and Upwork. We don't got to take those guys on day one. We should just create little use cases. So lots of gig industry stuff. Yep.
Yeah, Jess, Sean is spot on, and we've discussed this ad nauseum at great length, especially in our advisory board meetings. We're all successful business guys from a lot of different industries. Shooting for the moon is a very high risk strategy, and yes, one or two get a winning lottery ticket, and fantastic, kudos to them. That's great. I hope everybody succeeds. But that's not our strategy. Our strategy is to come up with some good foundational wins, like Sean said. And we have several irons in the fire in a bunch of different marketplaces. So we are looking to plant a few win flags out there and then grow on it. And as Sean has said repeatedly, slow and steady growth is our mantra. We're almost the anti-Doge. We really do believe we have a great real world use case and a great product to bring out there. And we're going to do just that. But it is going to be, slow and steady growth. And then probably not too long after that will be probably the bigger wins.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking slow progress, but we're only 2 months in and we have so much progress.
Yeah, very true.
Slow relatively,
Yeah.
Crypto slow.
Yeah, dog years, right? Yeah. I don't know if we're going to get all our topics. I don't want to run over into to Puncraft's DJ.
Discord I dropped in there. People can click on the in the comments. I put that Discord in there if you want to talk about it real quick.
What is this?
I put the Discord that you told me to drop into the comments.
Oh yeah, well this is this is after the show. We're all going to go hang out and DJ with Puncraft, and so everybody should get on over there. Grab your whiskey, your beer, and sing some Billy Joel. I got a Merlot. It's kind of a table wine. It's okay,
California or France?
It's a California Merlot. Yeah, yeah. It's all right. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right, yeah. Let me start hitting some of these other topics. But yeah, it's been a busy day so far. We're keeping up with we got to keep up with everybody else. Vitalik's in the news. There's been a lot of discussion on what's going to happen with the Ethereum chain, with ETH 2.0 coming out. What's going on? A lot of people are stressing about that a little bit. Let me find the right one.
I don't know how much stressing, man. More and more money keeps flowing into it. So, I don't know. I don't see a lot of stress.
Well, if the chain split, but according to Vitalik, they're going to merge the chains.
Well,
there's been a lot of confusion about it, hasn't it? But he's kind of been clear at the World Blockchain Conference. He spoke about possibly merging the chains, or not 100% likely. His words were likely merging.
I think he said likely in the next 6 months or something like that. And it's funny. I read this off of Reddit this morning in the Ethereum mining forum subreddit, and because Ethereum miners like myself, who are professional miners that have invested, in my case, 5 figures into this kind of thing, or 6 figures now. This is something that's important to us, right? Because this is a whole bunch of money in my pocket every month that I don't do a whole lot to make, and it eventually is going away. So Ethereum miners are necessarily interested in this kind of thing. And the comment was, well, he says it's going to be 6 months or longer, maybe, right? And he's been saying it for so many times. And so I grabbed this very funny quote off of Monty Python. I don't know if you're familiar with Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And there's this scene where there's a killer rabbit in a cave, and they come out with the holy hand grenade. And so it says, bring out the holy hand grenade. You have to count to 3. Don't count to 2. Don't count to 4. 5 is right out. All this kind of stuff. And I crossed out a couple of lines, and I said, first you shall release EIP 1559. Then you shall count to 3, the whole long thing. And at the very end, I said, and then you shall release ETH 2.0 and smite your enemies, which are the Ethereum miners. So I got it was very good for my comment karma, because I got a whole bunch of likes on it. But it's very much like, this thing is so pedantic, and he keeps saying over and over again they're going to release it, and this thing is super complicated. He may never release it. I don't know, but even him hedging, because you heard him like 3 or 4 months ago. He said, "Oh yeah, we can merge it now," and then the whole community blew up over that. And he's like, "Guys, don't do that," So the merge,
part of the delay knows that a large part of his community is miners, and he's going to upset a lot of people.
He doesn't care. No, the users do not. The users do not appreciate the miners. Let's say. Because they view them as the cause of high gas fees. There's a lot of misinformation about it, but
it's a large part of the community is the miners.
The large part of the sellers are miners. Because myself included, we cover operational costs by selling some portion of our Ethereum. But the users, the people who pay fees to do stuff, could care less. And if to his point, and fairness to him, to be competitive with Binance, you got to lower the fee, and the only way you're going to lower the fee is proof of stake. So, but proof of stake is necessarily centralized. I don't know what's going to happen to the coin, so it'll be interesting. Even with EIP 1559, August 4th, this thing is going to come out. There's going to be a hard fork. I don't know how many mining companies, how many pools will follow. There could be a fork, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with the off ramps, right? Because really what you care about is Coinbase and Binance and all those other guys. Which fork do they go with, right? Which do they upgrade? And if they upgrade, are they on an inferior chain? And, do they get 51%? I don't know. Like there's some rough waters ahead. I'm actually going to park all my ETH and Bitcoin for probably the next couple of weeks, just to be safe.
I pulled it out about 2 months ago, I think, Keith. Right? Where did I get it? 3 months ago.
Yeah, you got out before the drop.
Yeah, before that drop, I just felt it. Maybe I'm the psychic.
Good, we could use a psychic on the team.
Let's see if there's any more comments coming before we start moving ahead.
I think Pun hit the turntables. Yeah, he's out.
He's ready. Yep.
Yeah, Dynamo live. Let's start hitting to some of these other stories on our list here. We have a let me switch this one up. I'm switching from my car off the side of the highway. A lot of people don't see this side of this, of what I'm doing. This is big news. Deutsche Bank enabled a Ponzi scheme, according to, I guess, let's see what it said. A lawsuit accusing Deutsche Bank of allowing a willfully ignoring a massive Ponzi scheme that defrauded investors in a fraudulent Florida properties for at least 6 years. That is a long sentence. Who wrote that? They're a journalist.
Yeah. I find this so interesting because, all the big banks call crypto a Ponzi scheme. And then look, here's Deutsche Bank, one of the most respected firms in the world with probably, I don't know, second to Bank of America only. I don't know, in terms of overall assets under management, literally complicit and knowingly complicit in a Ponzi scheme. So it's all just, it's all the same thing over again. And these guys are so hypocritical to rank on crypto. So yeah, I don't know. It's very, very not surprising, but just really, just really telling, I think.
Let's see what I made more money with. Oh, let's take that one back off. Sorry,
I'm surprised that won't even run up, Joe.
Yeah.
The lighting must be bad in the crypto van.
Don't get us banned from YouTube. We're just starting here. BitBoy,
are we marking this not content for kids?
I need to do that.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Don't get us banned, dude. Let's go next up. I put this in there because talking on that area, a lot of, the Fed's trying to scare us or maybe even ban or, regulate crypto heavily. PayPal creates a super app, a wallet that they've announced is coming out. And you're going to be able to do a lot of stuff on this wallet. PayPal unveils crypto payments plan. It's a super app wallet. They make it sound super crazy, like surprised they didn't put a couple more words in there to say how awesome it is. It's going to feature high yield savings, early access to direct deposit funds, messaging capabilities, and much more. I mean, PayPal's jumped all in. Visa's jumped all in. Are you surprised to see this soon, or is this like?
This is a 180 from where they were 18 to 24 months ago, right? I mean,
yeah,
they were like, we'll never do crypto. We're getting rid of all of it. They said we tried it. It was horrible. And now they're all in. So, yeah. What's old is new, right? I don't know.
Yeah, and isn't that a tell? Like you talk about a tipping point moment, and perhaps this is just one of many tipping point moments. But to see them do the 180 and then embrace it, it's a lot like we were discussing that Amazon hire, right? The 800-pound gorilla of centralized retail is looking to embrace and get closer to blockchain and crypto. These guys too. I think that's that age old. If you can't beat them, and I think they're realizing that there's no way it's going away, you might as well join them.
Yeah. I mean, they just they got their nose rubbed in it so hard that they just they couldn't ignore it anymore. So yep. Here you go. Here's PayPal coming back into crypto full force. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But once you see some of the big guys like this going in, my thought is there's a lot of very smart people in a room that are not going to jump in this far thinking it may go away or it might get overregulated and not work. No? Or am I wrong? I mean, there's got to be a bunch of people in a room deciding, okay, we're going to go at this because we know it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're doing this like meta quantum mega super wallet, they're not necessarily putting all their eggs in one basket. They're just expressing a vote of confidence in cryptocurrency in general, which, regulation may come, but no, they're not going to regulate cryptocurrency out of existence. So I think it's just a tacit acknowledgement that cryptocurrencies are here to stay, and if they want to be relevant, they should have a seat at the table.
We'll get to some of these other comments. Some new people today. I'm glad to see new people in here. A lot of new people.
Mm-hmm.
Do the
I'm
5.
gonna have to regulate a little bit here, I think. Going forward.
Yes, I'm gonna hit some
Otherwise,
buttons.
we're gonna get not demonetized, but yeah, maybe in trouble.
Yeah, it's not too bad so far. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we've hit 45 minutes in. We've done pretty well tonight.
Yeah, we don't want to step on Puncraft. Everybody head over to the C3. I think it's going to be hip hop tonight, he said. So this is good.
Yeah, I'm going to put that at the bottom again in case anybody missed it. You should be able to see it in the comments in the sidebar, guys. Please head over there now. It's clickable if it's on the side. If I put it at the bottom of the screen, you can't really click on it. Oh, it is done. Okay, yeah. So, all right. Well, we've managed to make it through another one, guys.
Yeah.
Great.
And final thoughts, anybody? Last thing to leave everybody with, besides go to Puncraft.
Go see Pun and buy DYNAMOCOIN.
Yeah, NFTs are going to be huge, man. It's going to be it's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of cool use cases. The non-custodial wallet's going to be first, but the 3D game MMO is going to be shortly thereafter. We'll get some prototypes going, and this is going to be cool. Yep.
Keep an eye on this project.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Any final comments, guys, on our board over on the sideboard? ETH is dead. Dynamo to the moon.
Dynamo to the moon, and I'm with you.
That's right. All right, guys.
We'll get there.
Thank you.
Yep.
And we'll see you on Monday.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Later, Dynamo Nation.
Bye.